The pro is a stereotypical 360 no-scoper we all know and love. The pro can take out swarms of enemies with ease, and they're super MLG pro, as you can tell. The noob uses the most basic loadout, which comes preset with the game. The noob likes to randomly shoot. The noob has no clue how to fly a helicopter. Noobs like to fly a helicopter right into the ground because they don't understand the controls, and they usually get to YouTube how to fly the helicopter, so they crash usually immediately. Noobs, as you can tell, the noob just likes to shoot everywhere. And sometimes they even team kill. And sometimes even their own troops run them over. That's just how bad the noob is. The noob has no clue where he's going. He just likes to wander around and just do random stuff. They think it's possible to climb mountains. They just like to walk up mountains thinking that it's Skyrim horses or something. They also think the pistol's the best weapon. And they're willing to fight any dangerous enemy, thinking that the pistol is so good that they feel like they can even take on a tank. Straight on. As you can tell, the noob is always wrong. But they're learning, so they'll get better. And pretty soon they'll be the pro. The alpha/captain likes to use the best loadout. They like to get as many troops as possible, and they like to be their commander at all times. They'll have upwards of 20 troops sometimes take on a point with them. And they feel like they can't do anything without their troops. They have a hard time fighting by themselves, and they can only use troops to gain points. Doesn't mean that that's bad. They usually gain points with ease with all their troops. They're not afraid to be aggressive. Also, as I should mention, that they're amazing team players. They also tend to be one of the best players on their team at all times. They're usually the most aggressive too. And they're usually pretty tactically smart, as you will see in a minute. As you can see, this alpha is using this as a barrier to help secure the point. But when the alpha is by himself, he can be vulnerable. As you will see in a minute. The second most of his team dies, you will see him die also. See, his team died, and now he died. So he needs his team to stay alive, which isn't a bad thing, but this is how the alpha rolls. Next is the Omega. The Omega tends to go off by himself to capture points, and he's usually pretty successful too, as you will see in a second. He flew to the farthest point that the enemy has, just so he can be by himself and take it. He doesn't mind his team, but he feels like he can do it better if he feels like he can take points better if he's by himself. The Omega also tends to be one of the better players at Ravenfield. They can kill any enemies with ease, and they're usually one of the pro players. A lot of YouTubers are alphas and omegas, by the way. Lastly is the beta. The beta tends to be one of the newer players at Ravenfield, and they usually like to be a support class with tons of ammo and medic packs. They usually like to stay behind the enemy lines and like to also stay behind their team and like to use their AI brother-ins as shields. As you can tell, when trouble comes near, they run away like cowards and will never face it head on. But they will get a few kills every now and then. They will support their team, which is also pretty nice and handy. They have a hard time dealing with chaos, so they try to get out of any situation. And if they can't, they usually just die automatically. They do throw a typical grenade too. But they sometimes get team kills because they don't know how to throw it correctly. There they go. So the support is probably the best thing that Omega has. The beta has going for it. To review, the pro is the best at the game, the noob is new / bad at the game, the alpha is team player / good at the game, Omega lone wolf and is great at the game, beta is mediocre at the game but is a very, very good support. Like, comment, and subscribe, and please tell me what type of player you are in the comment section. Alright, bye guys.